I remember the early days when I started my career, I used to be in sales. One of, sales in banking is quite a lot. I was a microfinance bank. It's quite tedious. You would prospect, you would document, you would disburse, you would also recover. So it was really a Herculean task. And you will be managing all this pressure. And then I remember one of the executive ESCO staff member then where I used to work said, every day he wakes up at 5 a.m. thinking of how to respond to emails, and we are still putting him under pressure by not meeting attack. I was I heard that. I said, what does this man mean? Give me the work of responding to emails and respond. I mean, years later, I'm in that space now where I do more of emails, and I realize that typing those emails are not very easy. Working on those documents are not as easy as they seem. So I now understand what that man was trying to say. So it's really never easy at any point. So for you, it was pressure. And I can relate because most times when we leave school, we have this dream, like Barisi said, I want to be a 9 to 5. And social media has made it easy. You see all these fine ladies and guys who are going to office every day, looking so chic and everything. Then you think that life is so good. When you now enter, the pressure hits you. And you now ask what's going on here. So there's this, if you're not careful, there's this feeling of wanting to give up and just drop and say, what's that can happen? But knowing that the pressure will be there, but it's certainly not the pressure that you can handle. So I hope we all learned that. And everyone who has joined the call, if you have questions, you could please drop it on the chat and we'll be happy to respond to your questions. So this question is for both Avitos and Barisi. Have you ever cried because of work?
Yes.
Okay, let's hear from Avitos first briefly. Avitos, the same men
I don't think the experience I had. The experience I had, it was not that crazy. I just spoke about it. The incidents of me wanting to use the restroom, and it was a holiday, and people were queuing up. And I was telling these people, just give me 5, let me just go and pee and come back. And they were shouting at me. I was like, God, which kind of work is this? Which kind of work is this? And I just had to just run. I just went to the restroom. I locked myself in for like 5 minutes. And by the time I came back, all those ones that were in my queue had already gone to other places. So when I came back, they rushed back again. I was like, I don't go before. I don't go. So yeah, no, let me there you're from before. You don't remember me again. I said, it's not you that were shouting at me. So that was my own crazy experience. But I don't think after that I've had any crying experience. But it was a learning point for me to just know how to manage pressure and know how to actually deal with situations like that. Basically. Yeah.
All right, thank you for sharing. Barisi, have you cried because of work before?
Well, I have. I think in the early part of my career, I had a presentation to do. I had worked on it. I spent like the whole night working on it and everything. And somehow, I don't know what it was, just a few minutes to send out the mail. And I lost the attachment. I panicked. I first of all started shedding tears, like, oh my God, I'm done. And I did not even process, I was still very young. I had only worked like a year and a half in that organization. So I was like, this thing was ready. It's not like I didn't prepare it. I first of all cried and cried. There was a director passing and she stopped and saw me, said, are you okay? I said, yes. She said, no, you don't look okay. Because it was quite early in the morning. She was like, tell me what's wrong. Hey, even I was too afraid to say what it was. She said, no, go ahead. And I said, I can't find the presentation that I'm supposed to send out. And I'm supposed to send it now. I have 30 minutes to send. So there was still a good window, but I'd bragged that I'll send it 30 minutes before the time and all that. She now looked at me. She was like, why? How? Okay, what did you do? Take me back. In my mind, I'm like, can this woman please stop? Like I was still shedding tears. I wasn't even caring that people were walking in. What's my business? They're going to sack me. And she said, relax, I'll call somebody in IT. They'll come and check for you. Because I had searched recycle bin, I checked, I didn't see it. So the IT guy came and then he asked me where I first worked on it and all that. And somehow we found the file. He recovered it. I lost some little portion of it. I was able to finish it. I sent her that email. But you see, and those tears that I shed at that point in time, made me realize that, see, no matter how much drags you think you have in the workplace, if the one that hits you,
you will be humble.
You will cry. Yeah. You know, and it was good that I cried at that moment, because that was how I was able to get help. That's how I was able to get help. And I realized that it's not that deep. Everybody could potentially make that sort of mistake. So if you feel like, oh, this thing is really bad and all that, there's somebody that you can call. Like, you know, he said he could call his CEO if he had a challenge or something. I just had to cry. And somebody saw me and came to my rescue. Maybe if I was there for me, oh, I'm in the corporate, I probably would meet the time to send me. No, because, you know, there's a perception that there's a certain kind of persona you have to have, so you shouldn't cry. Me, I'll cry you. And I can tell you, I cried several times after that.
I actually don't believe that you should cry in the work, in the office. Let me explain. I don't believe that you should cry in front of your boss, no matter what is happening to you.
That one is your boss now.
I feel like sometimes they can misinterpret it as you being incompetent or you not having the emotional grit to handle the pressure. I believe you can cry. I've cried many times, bro. The toilet is my friend for crying. But then again, I believe that don't cry in the presence of people who can make decisions over your career in the office. That's my personal belief. I don't know if that's really correct or not.
For crying is just letting out emotions, right? Just for you to say, I'm helpless. But I think the better one will be that you have a conversation about your challenges or difficulties with your boss at that point, so that he can either provide solution to you or refer you to the best place for you to get help. But crying might, I get what you say, can make you look weak.
Cry before you go and meet people. Explanation. How when you start, you have to.
But like crying up, not like that. Anything they have, you have any issue, start crying. But if somebody that cries at a particular time, the boss who has good emotional intelligence can sense that yes, there's an issue that needs to be fixed. You know, even without you coming to meet your boss, if once he hears it or he can see you cry, he knows that there's an issue that needs to be, but not an everyday cry or a frequent cry. But once it's that one time, 2 times, he's able to pick that yes, there's an issue to be solved. Yeah.
I must say that I'm enjoying the conversation. I hope you're enjoying it as well. I didn't know it would be this. All right. Do you believe that we're a family in the workplace? What's your trust level in places you've worked with your colleagues? Do you think that young professionals should trust their colleagues or they can become family? You know, you hear that we are a family in the workplace. What's your take on that? Who wants to go first? Anybody can go first.
Ladies first.
It's our interactions with human beings. And so what we should be more focused on would be how to interact properly with people, get the best out of people, know people better, understanding people, irrespective of whether it's the workplace or it's church or anywhere else. And I feel like, truthfully, you can have people who are to you like family, but don't blanket whatever your perception is and say everybody is family, because even in a normal family, in your own family where you were born, it's not everybody that is family like that. So I can assure you, you cannot then assume that the workplace will offer you all of that. Mm-hmm. But then again, it would be good to go with an open mind, not naive, but with an open mind in the sense that so that you don't miss out networks, relationships that could be beneficial to your career, to your growth, and everything else. Because if you start looking at everybody like village people, then you lose perspective on everything. And if you start looking at everybody like, is my sister, you would probably be given a shocker of your life.
All right, that's a good place to clap.
Yeah.
You want to share?
Yeah, I think for me, it's good that once you are coming into any corporate environment, you need to study the culture of that company to know if it is a family-oriented culture or an individualist-oriented culture, so that you don't start having, a little bit of culture shock, culture misalignment, and the rest. So I've worked in companies that have exhibited both the individual or the family. At the end of the day, it also affects. Those are the ways sometimes it can start affecting performance, because everybody is now seen as if we are all at the same. When it comes to performance, almost everybody is being, awarded the same grade, the same ranking. Almost everybody rises the same time. Everyone there's promotion, everybody is doing almost the same time. So you need to look at it and what value is the culture of that company even adding to my own life, to you to understand if you want to actually remain in that company or you want to move. You might also work in a company that is very individualistic. It has its good, that's why I say it has its own good side, it has its own other side that you can say, okay, in that one, everybody is for his own self. We are strictly colleagues, not friends after, because once the job is done, everybody closes, they go home, nobody is calling. They only call you when there's a job related issue. Nobody will call you to check on you. Have you gotten home? Things like that. So, like she said, it's for you to apply wisdom when it comes to the relationship at work.
Another good place to clap. If the culture is a family or family oriented culture, of course, mingle, but do it with wisdom. But if it's an individualistic culture, your eyes has to be open wider and be careful while making friends and relations. All right. I know that both of you have over 10 years plus experience in the corporate space now. So looking at your journey so far, how have you changed both professionally and personally? What lessons has the workplace or corporate life taught you?
Let me start this time. So that she has points to also build that. So for me, I would say the best part about the corporate world that actually affected me is when it comes to mentorship. And I think that is, I've practically become a champion of mentorship. A couple of years back, I was trying to redefine myself because I was actually in the banking space at a point, but I felt to myself that I don't think that is where I should be. You know how you'll be working and you're feeling that you are not actually achieving your purpose, or you are not actually getting that thing out of life. It's just like work is just rudimentary. You just keep doing the same thing. So I started looking for ways that I could actually transition into another kind of work that gives me fulfillment. Mm-hmm. And that was why I started looking for a mentor. It took me a while before I got it, but when I got that mentor, and I think that was the pivotal moment in my life that I started having a very good focus on where I was going, both professionally and personally. There was a radical change even to me, myself as a person. And I think it's very important in life that whatever stage you are, whether you are still working, you've not started working, whether you are still in school, like university or even secondary school, that you get a mentor. A mentor is a person who is blind, and you are using this walking stick and you are walking. It's not like you can't get to the location by yourself. You can't get to that thing by yourself. But how is it much better when you have somebody who has walked that road before and holds you by your hand and takes you to that destination very easily and quicker? That's the role that the mentor does. So mentorship is something that as Harry helped me in my own corporate life, and it's something that I am proudly an advocate of it, that I do say to people, try as much as possible to get a mentor. And it's not just, like you said, it's not just limited to just profession alone. You can see when mentors start teaching you about financial independence, spiritual growth, relationship building, and the rest. Those are the things that mentors do. I can tell you for free that my present job was my mentor that helped me to, position me in the light of the jobs that I am now.
You've also realized that you can't do corporate alone. It's important that you have a mentor that guides you, a mentor who has seen the different phases of career or different stages of career growth, and the person can hold you and leads you through that path, so you don't have to struggle or waste so many years while climbing the ladder. So we're also encouraging young professionals, whatever field you found yourself and you have decided that you want to grow in that field, please get a mentor. Get someone that can help you grow in that path and help you become the best version of yourself in that space. Barry C, what have you learned? How has corporate changed you over a decade plus you have been working?
Well, like I always like to say, I like being in corporate, and I'll be in corporate for as long as I can till I can no longer be in full like corporate. I would say retire. I wouldn't say retire per se, because I would still be doing stuff, but But what has helped me is I'm somebody who likes to learn. So what I've always done is, what is there to learn, whether it's relevant now or not. As far as somebody knows it, that means the person learned it. I will learn. And so I move around with people that I can learn from. And there's nobody I cannot learn from. I've been in organizations where they are struggling with a particular thing, and the person who knows a lot about it is so junior, but the person is so smart. I will take that knowledge from you. Please, by all means, I will take the knowledge from you. It's not for me to be a better person. I will. And I think one other thing I learned very early in my career, because I started off as an executive assistant very early, even before I was 24. And what I realized is there's a tendency for you to build your personality around your title. And the thing is, if you do that, you will lose yourself. You probably not know who you are. And when he said he got to a point where he realized that there's more to me, I need to be, it only comes from you not tying your identity to your title. And I learned that because when you work with C-suites for a very long time, I had colleagues who at some point, you would think they were co-C-suite self, where they will even tell you, very so young. Remember, they're like, oh God, please, are we not on the same level? I don't understand.
That the MDs himself in title.
That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And what has helped me is I'm not attaching myself to any title. I can learn from the most junior, I can learn from the most senior, and all of that. And with all of those perspectives, it then helps you to move around. For like 5 of my very big, great jobs, at least the early part of my career, for like the first 10 years, I never applied for any job. It was always a referral. Hi, I got your number. Somebody recommended you. They say you're a very good EA, would like to. That was always the conversation. And it would come from building very valuable relationships. You know yourself apart from your title. If you do that well enough, okay, so what I try to do is, I tell myself, it was something I learned maybe like around year 9 in my work experience. I was like, I'm going to be a culture on my own in such a way that people get to experience me. And in terms of what they experience about me, they can talk about me even when I'm no longer in the organization, when I'm no longer there. And if they ever need something, they would reach out to me. And in doing that, the people that I would approach to learn from would experience something about me that they will be willing to share their knowledge with me. They're not going to see me as someone who is competing, somebody who is trying to steal their position, or I just want to learn from you.
You said that you're working with an executive doesn't mean you are the executive. It doesn't make you lesser either way, but your self-worth also comes from your job title. You also said, be a teachable person. You're not a no-reader. You're not dictionary. Even some words are lacking in the dictionary. Neither are you Google. Be a teachable person. You also said we should build relationships. I mean, this conversation is relationship. I remember I've been meaning to do this for a while, but then again, starting sometimes you plan heaven and earth. So just one day I said, who do I know? And I remember the both of you, and I asked, and you answered. So it's relationship. Thank you so much. And you also said something very profound, Barisi. You said you decided to become a culture yourself. And the truth is, I have also experienced you, so I can boldly say that anybody that meets you know that you're a good person. And it's one thing to be a good person. That's a culture. Being a good person, no matter how the culture of whatever organization you work for is, that organizational culture shouldn't change you. Be the culture itself. People should experience you and remember that they experienced you for good, not for any negative events. I mean, we said a lot. It's been very profound. If you don't have a mentor here, go get a mentor. go get a mentor. It's not mentors. It's not a rocket science. You just need to sit down, like Avitor shared. Find out what it is you want to achieve. Then look for that person within your net. The person must not be very far away or so high up. There's somebody within your network, even if it's a senior colleague within your office. Find that person, speak to them, and you don't expect your mentor to be chasing you up and down. It's you that you need something. You find your mentor. I'm sure that mentorship is a conversation we'll have in one of the episodes of this session. And I was going to ask.
Sorry to interject. Let me just quickly add this. For mentors, like you said, it's not that you can go far. And for those who love to read, for instance, if you take a book like Ben Carson, you read all the books of Ben Carson. You read everything and digest the values of what Ben Carson is. Ben Carson is already your mentor because it's giving you the ideas, the values, the strategies that he has used over the course of his life to become where he is. You can take books like Robert Kiyosaki. If you are looking for financial mentorship, you read all these books on Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the mentalities that he's trying to push. It has to become your financial mentor. You carry books of Diary of a CEO. You read all the guys, the authors, you read all his books. People like that, you don't have to maybe just go and look for somebody online or somebody on LinkedIn or somebody within your... Read all those books too. It can help you to shape, give you that mentorship that you actually require. I just wanted to add that.
Thank you so much. Clock it again. Yeah. Don't be the African man that they say when you want to hide something from them, it's the book. Don't be that. I was going to ask you guys to speak to young professionals who are just entering the corporate space. But I mean, you said a lot already. So if they haven't gotten it by now, I don't know what else. But how do you think that they can navigate all the complexities of the work? I mean, we haven't even touched most of the challenges and the factors that come to play when it comes to corporate, right? So, but what do you think is that one advice? I know we said a lot, and I'm hoping that people take it down, even for experienced professionals, they take it down and implement. But what's just that one thing you're telling somebody who has come out of school, landed their first job, and I mean they're shocked at the pressure, and they're shocked that is this how it is? So what's that one thing you would tell them to help them navigate their 9 to 5 and not hate their job? Who wants to go first?
Oh, Barry, you should go first now.
I think what I would say, and this is what I say to some of the young people that I've been opportune to mentor, is don't put the money first. Don't put the money first. Because money will come. Because money would really come.
Yeah.
And there's a certain threshold that money would get to, that it would demand a certain level of experience, a certain level of knowledge, and if you don't have it, you don't have it. So if you put money on the back burner in the beginning, you will get everything that is required of you to be able to demand that money when the time comes. When I started, in those days, I would call it those days, because we're literally talking almost 20 years ago. It was how much? It was less than 50K. I made wise decisions. I moved closer to work. It wasn't a convenient arrangement, but I was like, okay, this is the only way that I can manage transport and everything. But it was those sacrifices that I made early in my career, the reasons why now I will not. There are certain sacrifices that you cannot ask me to make, and I will make. I've done that. Please, I paid my dues then. I'm not going to be paying dues now. So I feel like for every young person getting into the workplace, don't put the money first. Learn as much as you can. Learn as quickly as you can. I know there was a time in my career when people used to say, you're a flight risk. That you cannot stay here more than 1.5 years. You cannot stay in an organization more than 2 years. I said, I have a goal. I'm trying to learn as much as possible from as many industries as possible. When the time reaches for me to slow down, I will slow down. And I did at some point in my career. slow down, where I worked somewhere for almost 6 years. But those things that I did that made me successful on that particular role came from learning as quickly as possible through all of the organizations. Don't burn any bridges. Go into an organization without any intent to burn bridges, irrespective of how that place is or whatever it is. Because sometimes a referral can come from not your direct manager. It might be somebody else who worked in that place. But if you have a bad character, they will not speak for you. And it's not village people. So that's what I think. Get into the workplace, put money as back, knowledge first. No matter how small, even if it's a one-man business, there's something to learn there. You learn it, you move along.
Some people left the group chat.
Because you're just starting. You can't know what you are good at if you don't put your hands in as many things as possible.
Yeah.
You're in that environment. Let them throw this one to you, throw this one to you, throw this one to you. It's when you thought, oh, okay. And I like sales. Oh, I like sales. Okay, so maybe it's not even this HR thing that is for me, or maybe it's sales. And you go and you become a fantastic salesperson. But if you did not put yourself out there for that opportunity will miss out. So
now I understand why some people used to have shekere when they are having
Yeah, so thank you very much, Barisi. I know you've spoken very well. Just to add to what you've said, I also like to touch in just 2 points too. Also, you did 2. Let me do 2 too. So while they are still even in school, or if they are just coming out during that NYSC period, which is that pivotal period, because we that were in the HR space, especially those who are in recruitment, by the time we send out CVs, sometimes when we get, want to do a graduate tech training, all those things, you sit and by the time we collect CVs, sometimes you start weeping because a lot of young professionals are not employable. Let's be fair, some of them are not employable. Because you see, okay, I'll set you an example. I requested for, okay, there's a vacancy. Somebody sent something to me and he sent a blank CV to me. I sent it back to him. I now even went further. I said, sorry, you sent a blank CV to me. Kindly check and re-forward it. Still sent a blank CV back to me again, second.
Okay.
So there are a lot of things that we see that it starts baffling us that what is actually going on. A lot of people are not actually employable. Now, to conquer this, I think it's important that young professionals need to start building capacity in digital skills because that is where the world is going into. Yeah. For instance, I did an interview for some people, a test interview for some people not long ago, and I just did basic Excel test for them, something beginner test. And out of, let's say 20 that I did, only 2 were able to maneuver just to build pie charts, build bar charts, build a table, use pivot table to just do this thing. Out of 20, only 2 were able to navigate it to do that assignment. For now, I would tell you that for now, pivot table is basic for now because we are not started doing all the formulas. Just to do a pivot table to create a bar chart becomes very difficult for people. So it's because there's no work that you will do now that will not require you to use Excel.
Yeah.
There's no work nowadays that you will not require. Even admin work, you still need to do Excel. You need to do reports.
Yeah.
Is it you that are in sales? Is it you that are in marketing? Is it you that you are? Name it. Even production, people will produce. They will still use Excel to do stuff. So we need to. Young graduates need to start building capacity in digital skills. Another one that they need to actually work on is resilience. Young graduates need resilience. It's not the fact that small work like this, they will start caving in. What is it? Mental breakdown. They are giving me stress today. But I would understand because it's not their fault. I attended a conference that one of the speakers made a very good analogy. He said it's not the fault of the young ones that they are having all this issue. For instance, I will take you back memory lane. Before you and I, when we were still in school, before we would send out a complaint to our parents, back then when we were in boarding house, you need to write a letter. You need to wait for the day the postmaster will come to the school to collect the letter. The letter will be sent to the post office. We'll send it to your parents. Maybe if they are in Maiduguri or in this, it take 3-4 days. They will now wait for the maybe 2-3 days to go to the post office to collect the mail before they will not even now write a response. Another 2 days to go to the postmaster, to the post office to send that mail before it will not get to maybe you are in Lagos. Before the postmaster will go to the district to collect it from post office, then bring it to you. Then before the principal will now come on assembly day to read you to collect the letter for you to read. That's how many days? Maybe like 2 weeks before you receive. But nowadays, just to we want to collect 10,000 naira. Just put a chat between 2 minutes. That's already gotten to your parents. Your parents wire you the money immediately. That's a transaction that should have taken almost 14 days. It's taking less than 10 seconds for you to get that money. You want to cook food, you know the processes of warming food, take firewood, put the pot on the charcoal, do everything. But now, ordinary microwave, just put it, 2 seconds, ping, bam, food is ready. So a lot of time you don't blame them because the actual act of waiting, delayed gratification, is an issue for the young ones, especially those young. So once they have jobs that would take them to actually sit down, think, and you have that grit to actually work, becomes an issue for them. So it's something that they also need to also learn. You understand? And the corporate world gives them the opportunity to be able to build that grit, that resilience. But we too who are there must have the emotional intelligence to be able to help them navigate through that process.
The first point you shared about building employability skill. Recently, the CEO of MoneyPoint was dragged for saying...
Yeah.
And it pained me because most of the people who dragged him are culprits of this situation. And rather than we sitting down and apportioning blames, we say the school, the government, the organizations, the HR got dragged a lot for it. My take on it always is every institution may have failed to do what they need to do, but what are you doing about it yourself? Did you take it as a responsibility that will build employability skills so that I become employable? I mean, at the beginning of this session, Barisi shared how just ordinary PowerPoint helped her get a job, right? But you see somebody, a graduate though, using the latest iPhone, who has almost 1 million followers on Instagram, would want to send you an email applying for a job, who put the body of the email in the subject. When you say send to this and CC this, they don't understand. They will not say, dear HR, on the subject of the email, and nothing is on the body of the email. And you say we should employ you. So even if every other institution has failed, your career is your responsibility. Your career is like your business, like your shop. You shouldn't fail yourself as well. Go online, look for skills, speak with professionals who are doing well, and ask them what do I need to do and know and get. You have mentioned Excel, Barisi mentioned PowerPoint. These are basic, even as simple as sending an email. I'm sure if we do a poll of how many young people can send an email, you'll be surprised at what you may have a heartbreak from the results of what you see. So we must intentionally build employability skills. Even for us that are now grown in the career space, we must keep developing ourselves and keep growing so that we're in touch with the trend. The world is going AI and digital now. We can't just sit down there and keep doing things the manual way we used to do it. Just to add to your point of employability, then speaking of resilience as well, the work is a lot. Nigeria doesn't make it easy as well. There's traffic, there's data, there are employers paying very little, there's inflation, there's a lot of things. But then again, they say, now who give up, now you lose. So but if you have a goal of where you're going to, you don't just give up like that. You build resilience, emotional grit. You will cry, but after crying, you dust yourself and get up and continue the work. So it's been a very powerful conversation this evening. Even me, I have learned a lot of things. I've learned a lot of things as well. One of the things I'm taking is be the culture yourself. That one is for experienced people. If we catch you doing toxicity in your organization, we shall see. All right. I hope you really enjoyed the conversation.
Yes.
and you got value for your time. And so everyone that has joined us as well, we say thank you. We really these conversations are to help us start a revolution of good workplace cultures, workplace conversation, healthy work experiences as well. This is the
Thank
first
you for having
episode,
me.
and I'm gonna call you guys again. I'm keeping relationship. I will call you as the episodes keep growing. Thank you. My heart is full. Thank you everyone that joined. We appreciate. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your week.